Hi, I'm Zoe. I'm a physiotherapist and Pilates instructor, and I'm the founder of Pilates Health Online. So in this video, I'm going to go through your positioning on your back and also how to engage your core muscles. Sometimes it's really hard to get into a good position and know whether you're in a good position or not. And it's really important because if we're in when I say a good position, what I mean is a position where your muscles work more effectively. So, and it doesn't put any pressure on your back or anything like that. The other thing I'm going to run through is engaging your core muscles. Now, there's a lot of debate around whether getting people to activate their core muscles by pulling the tummy in actually works or not. And my personal opinion is it's all about trying to keep a good position while you're doing the exercises, because if you're in a good position and you're controlling the movement, then those deeper core muscles will be activated on their own. And obviously that's what we want, because we don't walk around all day pulling our tummy muscles in. So we want that sort of natural activation. So let's get started. So I'm going to get you to come and have a lie down on your back, and you want to have a cushion or something to support your head and a mat, something to lie on so you're a bit more comfortable. So I'm going to come down onto my side and then roll over onto back. And just get nice and comfortable to start off with. Yeah, make sure your head is supported and just get nice and comfortable on the mat. So we're going to start with our knees bent up, and we're going to start with our feet hip distance apart. Now the easiest way to find that is to bring your knees and feet together, fan the feet out into a little V, and then lift the heels so that the heels then line up with the sitting bones even. Now sometimes the knees want to drift in. If you try and think about the knees being lined up with the hips, then that keeps everything in a good position. So that's our feet and knees sorted. What about the rest of it? So the hips, we want to make sure that we're not arching our back so we can't get our hand underneath, but also we're not pushing down into the mat and our bottom lifting up. So we want to find a neutral position. Now the best way to do that is to rock the pelvis. So if you imagine you've got a little Malteser balanced in your belly button, and you're trying to gently roll that up towards your mouth, and to do that you're going to just gently tilt the pelvis. It won't get very far, unfortunately. And then you're trying to roll it back again, this time as if you're going to roll it off the end that way. And then you're going to roll back and rest in the middle. So let's try that again. We're going to roll back as if we're rolling the Malteser this way. Other chocolates are available. And then we're going to go the same, and we're going to roll. And then we're going to come back to rest with it in the middle. Now, if our pelvis is nice and neutral, our back should be lengthened, and you shouldn't feel pushing down or lifting up. And that's what you're looking for. You can also check this by if you bring your thumbs and your fingers together to make a little diamond or a triangle. Thumbs on your belly button and rest your hands on your tummy. It should be level. You shouldn't feel that your thumbs are dipping in or your thumbs are pushing up. And that's a neutral position. So far, so good. So the next position are your ribs. Now, a lot of us tend to what we call rib flare, which means that the ribs want to pop up towards the ceiling. I'm a bit of a rib flarer if I don't keep an eye on things. So what we want to do is take a nice deep breath in, and as you breathe out, imagine that your rib cage is just sort of softening and sinking into the mat. So you're not pushing it down, but you're not letting it rise up. And again, nice deep breath in. And as you breathe out, just sink everything down into the mat. Perfect. So feet hip distance apart. We've got that gap through the knees. Pelvis is neutral, ribs are relaxed. So we're nearly at the top. We want to now think about widening those collarbones. Imagine you've got a beautiful diamond necklace on, and you want to make sure that everybody sees it. So you're keeping the collarbones nice and wide. Lengthen through the neck, and then bring the arms by the side. Perfect. So that is our resting position. Now it will feel really weird to start off with, but as you get used to it, you'll be able to come into this position really quickly as you're doing the exercises. So whatever exercise we're doing, whether we're lifting our arms, moving our legs, if we're in this position, that's what we're looking to maintain. So from here, let's talk about the lower tummy muscles. And I'm not sure if you're going to be able to see this on a video or not, but our lower tummy muscles are the deeper muscles that sit under those big muscles that we work when we do our sit-ups. and they're designed to stabilise everything and to keep everything in a good position. Now they usually work automatically, so we don't have to think about it, but for some reason, if you've had an injury, if you've been in pain, they don't work as effectively, and they can sort of then, it becomes this vicious cycle, they're not working as well, and that can mean that you get a few back issues. So, first of all, I'm going to show you, if I was working my global muscles, what it would look like. So if I pull everything in and I really suck everything in, hopefully you can see my tummy dipping down, I don't know if you can see here, and then if I relax. Okay, now that's me getting my bigger tummy muscles working. Okay, that's not what we want. What we want is just the lower tummy muscles working. So how do we do that? So if I get you to place your hands on your hip bones here, your pelvis at the front, and bring your hands in just a little way here, just gently keep your fingers there so you can feel what's happening. Now, first of all, what I want you to imagine is that you've got a belt that goes quite low down underneath your belly button, joining those 2 points together. And your belt you can't quite do up, so you want to just be able to do it up another notch or another little hole. So you're not going to pull everything in as hard as you can, but I'm going to get you to take a breath in. As you breathe out, just gently imagine you're trying to draw in where your fingers are a little bit, just till you feel something working, as if you could do that belt up. Then I want you to make sure you can breathe, and then I want you to relax. So hopefully you can't really see very much happening at all with my tummy this time, because I'm using those smaller muscles. Let's try that again. So we're going to take a breath in, breathe out, just gently imagine you're trying to do that belt up, and you can just feel an activation under the tummy. Now I want you to bring one hand just up underneath your ribs, and it should be nice and relaxed here. If it's not, it might be that you're holding your breath a little bit, so try and breathe. And then let go. Fantastic. Okay. Now the other way you can get the muscles working in exactly the same way is to imagine that you're drawing up through your pelvic floor underneath. Now your pelvic floor is a bit like a hammock of muscle that sits underneath. So it's sort of imagining that you're sort of trying to draw it gently up and in. Again, it's very gentle, it's not a powerful movement. So you can keep your hands in exactly the same place. Take a breath in. On your breath out this time, I want you to think about drawing up from underneath, and you should feel something just activating, and there's something activating just gently in the tummy because the muscles work together. We're then going to hold it there, and then we're going to relax. Okay, let's try that again. So we're going to take a breath in, we're going to breathe out, gently draw up from underneath. And then keep breathing normally again. Just check there's no tension here. If you're not, make sure you're not holding your breath. And then relax. Fantastic. And that's the way to get the smaller tummy muscles working. Now once you've got the hang of that, then we can add in some movements. So it might be that you're going to gently draw in. You'll probably find one of those easier, either the belt or drawing up from underneath. Go with whichever works for you. Okay? So from here, breath in. Breath out, gently engage, and then we're going to keep that position, bring the arms by the side, and just see if we can just keep that gentle drawing in as we lift the arms, and as we bring the arms back down, and then gently release. Fantastic. There should be something to let go when you get back, don't worry if there's not. Okay, let's do that again. So we're going to gently engage, so we're drawing up from underneath or gently drawing into the tummy. We're nice and relaxed here. And then we take the arms back. And we come down and gently relax. Fantastic. Okay, I'm going to just roll back up so I can see you. Okay, so that is actually really complicated. So don't worry if you lay there and thought, I've absolutely no idea what I'm doing. As I say, these muscles are supposed to work automatically. So by all means have a go, try and see if you can get the hang of it. If you can't, don't worry about it. Get into the position that we got into before and think about breathing normally and trying to maintain that position as you do those arm movements or whatever other Pilates exercises that we do. Gradually what you'll feel is those muscles will start to activate. It's all about keeping in a good position. The tips that I will give you is you will want to hold your breath. It's a bit like trying to drive with your brakes on, so make sure you don't hold your breath, keep breathing normally. The other thing is don't try and pull everything in as hard as you can. It's the most gentle of movements, almost so you can't really feel anything working. You can just feel that gentle awareness. That's doing it right. If you feel everything tensing, then you're working too hard. And again, you can just gently just check around here, because that's a good sign, if it's relaxed here, that you're not working and overworking. So that was just how to engage your core muscles and get into a good position when you're starting your Pilates practice on your back. So thank you for watching, and I will see you soon.